Well, I'm happy for our players. I'm happy for the coaches, all the fans who were at the game. Man, it was great to see all the fans, stay all the way towards the end and cheer on our team. And here in the OHIO, right here in the stadium, it was a great moment for our players. They deserve it. They've worked hard. I thought they played really well and strong and physical in this game. And happy for our coaches. But again, like I said, the fans even who weren't here, they'll be able to wear that block O and, stand a little prouder. And so that means a lot to me, means a lot to the coaching staff, to the players, and my family. I've thought, as you can imagine, over the years, after winning this game, what I'd say in this press conference. And I'm going to save all those comments because I think the best thing to do is win with humility. And that's what we're going to do. And I think that's it speaks to our program. It speaks to what it means to be a Buckeye. And we wanted to take this rivalry game back this year. And so the way that our guys played certainly spoke to that. And they played with great passion and great physicality. And, I'm just disappointed that we didn't get in down there and finish a couple of those drives early, or else the scoreboard would have looked even differently than it was. But that's the rivalry game, and, I'm just happy again for our players. It's a great win. And when you think about where we were at this point last year to all the way now, there's been a lot of great football. And it's all about our players. And let's talk about like Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate and what Sean Barnhouse and Adam Stewart did to help them get to be able to play in this game. Just tremendous. I mean, if you really know how much work they put in to get on the field and how gutsy they are, and I'm sure the fans and everybody would just appreciate what they did in going out there and putting it on the line. And then how about the defense? Just the physicality at the line of scrimmage, running from sideline to sideline, making plays. It was just great. They had a great look in their eye. I don't think there was any doubt when we walked into the stadium what was going to happen.
Right next door, Joe. Ryan, the first shot play to Jeremiah, the 4th and 5, you want to make the decision to go for it and to try to identify him and just how important we're to have those two guys.
When you get to this point of the season, there's just a lot of things on these weeks that, with Thanksgiving and how it works, you have to do a lot of walkthrough work towards the end of the week. And quite honestly, Jeremiah was very, very limited. So the way for him to play the way he did with really not getting many reps all week is just a tribute to him. And then, the throw that Julian made on that ball was tremendous. But that was a play that we had walked through. If we felt like the situation called for it, the right moment. You just never know what type of situations you're going to get in a game, so you have to have a lot of options. And some of the things you can practice, but some of them you can't. That wasn't a play that we got a ton of practice in this week really at all. But we talked about it, we walked through it, and that's, again, you got to give our guys credit for putting it on the field. We felt like it was an aggressive call that we wanted to make in that moment, and so we did, and man, they put it on the field in a big way. But the protection was good, and obviously the throw and catch was excellent.
Over here, Austin. And you talked about wanting to win with humility and show respect to the rivalry here, but you also talked about Tuesday what it was like to be in the locker room after this game and how that celebration would be. So what was it like? I don't know what was said. That doesn't matter. What was the atmosphere?
It was, as you can imagine, just it'll be a great memory of mine, just being in there with those guys and enjoying the win and seeing them smile and knowing what they just did on the field. I'll leave what we said in the locker room until Bill writes another book and tells a story on this one, I guess. But no, it was just happy for our guys just to see the smiles on their faces and see the sense of accomplishment. The fact that we were going to play in this game really, really hard for the love of our brother, not, for the hatred of our opponent. That wasn't what it was about. And that's what they did on the field today. And then all the hard work, and they have phones and they, read things and hear things. And so they know how important this is. And this is the number one goal of our program. So to get this one checked, and now gives us an opportunity to get to number 2, and that's in Indianapolis next week. And they were already fired up about that in the locker room. Sure.
You've gone through a lot since that.
Well, yeah, to tell you that the last 4 years have been easy is not true. I take the responsibility of being the head coach at Ohio State very, very seriously. So does my family. So do the players. So do the coaches. So when you don't accomplish those things, you take it personally, and I understand what that means. I mean, my family's been here 9 years now, so there's nobody who wants to win this game more than me. But to win this game, it's just a great moment, and it's one of those moments that you want to just grab on for a while and just enjoy it, because just to see the joy in everybody's face is really what this thing's all about. That's what being a head coach is. When it's not about you, it's not about raising trophies, it's not about winning games, it's about pouring back into the people that are around you. When I say people, it's the players, it's the coaches, it's their families, and the fans, and that's what it is. And winning just gives us an opportunity to continue to do that and make an impact. And I think, everyone and the fans and all of our supporters can recognize all the work that gets put in. And, when it doesn't go the right way, nobody wavered. We hung in there, and it isn't easy. Nothing about this profession's easy, but I'm proud of the men that we have, and happy that they got this win.
Where does 20 plays for 80 yards and taking 12 minutes off the clock while you run it 16 times rank among the drives you've had when you finish?
Yeah, I'll have to think that through when you just said that. I guess, was that the one we scored on, or did we kick a field goal? Field goal, yeah. Still, that won't rank anyway because I kicked a field goal. That's not going to work. You can't have 20 plays and not score a touchdown. Oh, my God. When we talk throughout the year, I know you guys have been in these press conferences when we talk about what we're trying to get accomplished. And, I always say, yeah, this is all great, but how's it going to look when it's snowing sideways the Saturday after Thanksgiving? And that's exactly what it looked like today. It was snowing sideways. And that's the type of game you have to win. If we're playing this game in an indoor stadium somewhere, it's different. It's different. But that's what this game takes, and that's what we did. And we won the line of scrimmage, and it was well done by the guys. But and we felt like if we could get it to a 3-score game, it was going to be hard for them to come back. We felt like the defense was playing strong, and as much as we want to score touchdowns, like 3 scores in that game was going to become a lot. So the 3rd and 5, we tried to throw the ball in the flat to the fullback. It was probably conservative, but at that point with the snow and looked like we can kick the field goal. Great to see Jaden make those kicks. I mean, that's another story here of last year and this year, and he had a great look in his eye this week, and those make a big difference, right? I mean, we field all the kicks, we make the field goals, we when we had the opportunities to make the shots down the field, we threw and caught them, those, and then that all adds up in the end. But we also converted, 10 third downs and 2 of 4 on third down, so 12 of 20. Between the two of them, those were big deals as well. So a lot to it. And then I guess on defense, they were 1 of 9 on third down, and 0 of 1 on fourth down. So the defense did a great job on third down as well. And we talk about winning the situations. Those were some big ones that came up in this game.
You took a couple of big shots from Michigan. You probably wanted to get a quick start and the exact opposite.
Right.
You feel like, okay, this is a little test for us. Now we're going to do this.
Yeah. It wasn't a panic. When I saw the first run hit, I said, "You got to be kidding me right now! Like, this is not what I expected at all." And then we throw the pick, and he comes off and thought it was cover 1, and it was cover 2, and I'm like, "Geez, okay, that's not what we wanted for a start." But I didn't. I never felt panicked. I felt like, all right, we're going to rally back on this thing, and the defense stepped up in a big way, and forced field goals in those spots, and those are all 4-point plays. And when you can hold guys to 3 points early in the game, and then you get it turned, and then we had that big drive, and we just keep battling, and then you score. Now again, we get down on there on the 1-yard line and don't get in. I mean, that was frustrating, and so you kind of going back and forth. But again, there was no panic on our side, and again, I think the communication and the chemistry between the players and the coaches is very good right now, because when there's confusion, that's when there can be infighting, and all of a sudden guys start to act a certain way. That didn't happen at all. And so we had a lot of confidence coming into it. And even after a slow start, we felt good. It's okay, Ari. You can't ruin today for me, brother.
Where you were last year and everything that has happened since you walked off the field in Columbus a year ago, when you think about the personal transformation of your reputation personally and what something like this means, this is the last thing that people can say about this. I mean, what does this mean for you personally? I know you were asked that already, but how much does your reputation and everything that you go through mean for building the program into the best program in college football?
Yeah, I don't get too caught up in that. What matters to me is my family. These guys right here. Like I care what these guys think. But I will. But there's no question that the fans and all of our supporters. What this means a lot to us, and so that's what hurt the last couple of years more than anything. And you could see it in my face the last couple of years. You just feel like you're letting everybody down, and that's just not a good feeling. And so you work like hell to make sure that you do everything you can to get your guys prepared, and that's all you can do. And that's exactly what happened here. It was a build up all year, and our guys really captured the moment and played great.
Coach, thank you.
All right, guys, thanks.
Thanks, Ryan. We'll take questions for Julian. We'll go right over here to Stephen Means.
You just kind of told us that you thought it was cover one and it ended up being cover two in that first play. I guess from your perspective, what did you see? And then also, what's going through your head when those moments happen? Are you calm? Are you jittery? Like, did you make a mistake that early in the game?
Yeah, they gave a good disguise, and I thought I had Jeremiah singled up one-on-one, and ended up throwing it out there, and so the corner was able to come off and make the interception. So I think it was just our whole mindset in the quarterback room is just stay even keeled and keep swinging, keep battling. We weren't going to we knew there was going to be adversity. We weren't going to let it phase us. Adversity came on the second play of the game, so we got to keep battling, and I think as an offense, that's our whole mindset, is just keep battling.
Right over here to Spencer.
Yeah, Julian, the deep ball to Cornell, it seemed like it was in the air or whatever. You guys, I don't know if you guys done on a connection like that. How good did it feel to have him back on the field? And how good did it feel to make one of the deep balls to them for the first time in a while?
Yeah, I think having Jeremiah and Carnell back, it was awesome to have those guys out there, and he ran a great route, and I feel like the whole sideline was like, just kind of waiting on it in the air. It was hanging up in the air for a little bit, but he made a great catch, and just having those guys back is awesome because they're such elite receivers.
Cameron.
Julian, I'm curious what it's been like over the course of this last year, knowing how important this game was, also trying to make a routine, and then the celebration at the end with the fans, the guys who were snowing, who were on the ground. Just what was that celebration like?
Yeah, I think it was awesome just because when I first got here, I was taught the tradition of this and how much it means to Buckeye Nation, how much it means to the state of Ohio. So we definitely want to take it routine based and 1 week at a time, but we knew this was coming, and it was awesome to have our fans there. And we ended up clearing out the stadium, having all red out there, so it was awesome.
All the way in the back, Dan Hope.
I think they had 108 rushing yards in the second quarter. I think they finished with 100. What was it that made the difference for you guys after those first few drives to really shut down their run game?
Just consistency. I mean, just playing the game that we play and just keep fighting every quarter. And we knew we were going to have to win in the second half, and I feel like that's what we did.
Stefan.
Julian, we've heard even throughout the offseason how comfortable the guys felt around you. They felt like you had kind of a calming presence when you were in the huddle. Has that felt like that always for you this season? Were there moments where there's Texas or the games early on where you felt some jitters and you've kind of grown in that area? Or is that something you feel like since day one has been something you've said?
I feel like that's something I've tried to, keep consistent throughout the whole season and keep, from day one. And I think as an offense, a lot of the guys on our offense are very calm, and we're not ones who are going to get fazed by a little bit of adversity. We're going to keep swinging, and that's really our mindset. Is that's what Coach Hart and they've instilled in us.
Tony.
Okay, just your thoughts on getting this win in your last possession.
I mean, it's definitely something I'll always remember. I mean, it's great to come up here and do it too. So, I mean, I'm definitely excited about that. And, I mean, next week's my first time playing in that one too. So we got more to do.
How many tickets do you think you're going to need to buy?
A lot. Definitely a lot.
Julian, I call you the California kid. I mean, you're the surfer and all of that. Do you think you earned some Midwest cred today coming up here and winning this game in these conditions?
It was funny, around the second or third quarter, I was kind of looking around and seeing all the snow coming down, and I think I told some teammates, I was like, this looks pretty cool, it's pretty fun, just seeing the snow on the ground, and I think we practiced and tried to prepare for this weather and get acclimated to it. I think the guys did a great job.
Julian, you haven't had to face a ton of adversity because of the way the offense is played, the defense is played. Early on in the game, when you throw the interception, you're down 6-0. What's going through your head? What's going through the conversations on the sideline as you're trying to get back in?
Yeah, we put our defense in a really bad spot with that interception, and they ended up forcing 3. So I think it was just no panic, and we're only down 6. Hey, let's go down and score, get 7, and take the lead. And credit to our defense, obviously, man, they played great all game, and to hold them to 3 there really just gave us a lot of confidence as an offense.
Spencer?
You guys are probably already receiving the message from Coach Day to win this humility, but to keep them out of the end zone and to win on the terms that you guys have won every game this year. Like, how does that feel for you guys as a defense to be able to do it to this opponent?
It feels great. We always come out knowing that we can be the best defense in college football when we want to play it the right way and play our game. And we knew our offense come out swinging, so we knew whatever they brought to us that we were going to have to stop. And I feel like we just came out there and played as hard as we could and as fast as we could, and we kind of were just on top of it all day.
All the way in the back, Andy Anderson.
Yeah, for Julian, just talk about this offensive line performance today. You had deep pockets all day back there, it felt like. Ran the ball well. Just what do you see from the front line?
Yeah, I think those guys played really physical, and I think all season long they've just had an edge to them and played nasty, and just being able to run inside zone when we have RPOs out there, and we hand it off, we get 7 yards, and just you see guys getting thrown on the ground. It looks like carnage out there. It's awesome to see.
All the way in the back, Brianna.
Hi, Julian. It was reported that you had been stopped working really good for the game. When did that occur, and how did you kind of actually adjust to the situation?
Yeah, right at the beginning of the fourth quarter, the head step stopped working. I think it was funny. I told somebody, I was like, "This feels like high school football." I was running over to the sideline to Coach Day, get the play, and then run back in. So, I think it was just, we were prepared and we had a good plan going into it, but we had to adjust on the fly.
Julian, just that 20-play drive and the depth of the running game today, especially with the what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, that was awesome to see. Just the physicality that the runners ran with and then the offensive line had. And we wanted to, end the game on our terms and, keep running the ball and milk the clock and be able to pick up first downs and just wear the defense down. And I think it was awesome to see those guys up front, just really doing a good job.
Cameron?
Hayden, I think we got to the last game when you said that the seat of the line is just a bunch of nobody trying to a point. I'm curious what the growth has been like to see from this group and what kind of statement you feel like you've made from this game and everything.
I feel like we still have that mentality. Obviously, we kind of know what we've done, and we know what we can continue to do. So we just got to keep having that mentality and keep fighting every day and just get better every day.
Katie, we've heard from a lot of players talk about the level of play that Julian has put out there. Do you think he should be the Heisman favorite, and what do you think he proved today?
Duh. But he's just such a great player, such a smart player. He knows how to win, and I feel like that's no much more. So you just got to keep continuing to do it.
Bill Rabinowitz.
What was the second coldest game you've ever played in besides this one? How much colder was this in the conditions than anything you've played in before?
Probably high school football it was like 50 degrees in high school football. It wasn't like this at all. So I would say there was not similar at all. So I think just the practice throughout the week and being able to prep and having a good plan for it, and being able to keep the hands warm and keep the just keep the body warm.
Julian, you're good. Thank you.
Good.
Appreciate it.
Bo. Bo.
Anyone have a Cameron? Go ahead.
Well, you know how it is to be able to do this your first game. What was that like? And I've seen you talk about this game of just watching the game growing up. The emotions for you having this performance.
Oh yeah, it's really a dream come true. It's just being able to go there. Go in there and win, come out with a dub.
Lori.
So they found a lot of different ways to get you the ball today. How crucial as a running back is that to your game that you're not just getting it going right up the middle and find a variety of ways to attack a defense?
I think it's very important as a running back to be versatile and be able to do a lot of different things. So yeah.
And Hayden, you talk about the level of aggressiveness from the defense. You always kept Michigan in front of you, but you stopped giving up chunk plays
I mean, when you always come into this game, you know they're going to have something schemed up that's going to hit, and you just got to be able to step up the next play and figure it out on the sidelines. And I feel like we did a good job of getting over to the sidelines and figuring it out and just playing football. I mean, we're a bunch of guys out there that love the game, and we just do our job. And when we all 11 do our job, it's great to see.
Whatever. First game going against a true freshman quarterback, I guess what was the game plan against him and what you saw on film compared to what you saw out there?
I mean, we definitely knew we had to keep him contained. We knew he was a mobile guy, and we knew it was his first game too in this scenery and just how hostile it gets. So we knew we had to keep him contained, and we just had to make him play quarterback. And I feel like that we did a good job of that, and I feel like we had him rattled at times.
Any more for Cade? These two, and then we're going to let them go.
Cade, you spoke kind of eloquently a couple of weeks ago, but the thing that's missing, you got that big national championship ring that we're missing, win over Michigan, and of course the Big Ten championship. What does it feel? Does it feel like what you thought it would, beating Michigan? And does this tour continue, so to speak, from a quest standpoint?
Yes, I mean, I definitely feel it's really good to come up here and kind of physically dominate them like we did today and kind of just play the game that we came in here wanting to play. And I feel like we definitely got way more on the table, and we just have so much more to prove. And this team is just has such a great story that it needs to be told.
Last one for Cade.
Caden, what do you do, what does the defense do when the offense, the Ohio State offense, has a 20-play, 12-minute drive? You have a sandwich? What's going on?
I'm warm on the sidelines. I know they're out there working hard, but I mean, it's nice to sit on the sidelines. I mean, watching film, kind of getting the little game bites that we need, and just having a great time over there, honestly. Sitting on the warm benches.
Cade, thank you.
Take care, guys.
We've got a couple more for Bo. Over here.
Bo, what can you say about your offensive line playing today, and just describe what it was like? And did they get stronger as the game went?
Oh, yes, sir. All year they've been getting better week by week. They've been working very hard. So, yeah, that's the key to our run game, our successful run game today.
Did you feel like it was getting stronger as the game went on?
Yes, sir.
Patrick?
Bo, that 20-play drive there, end of the third, beginning of the fourth, what was that like as you guys are kind of grinding Michigan down, taking time off the clock, and almost all that was on the ground?
Oh, yeah. Wait, ask that again?
That 20-play drive the end of the third quarter, the end of the
Mhm.
fourth quarter, when you take 12 minutes off the clock, almost all of us rushing, just what was that like being a part of that whole period?
Oh, it was great to be able to dominate and pound our way down the field like that.
Coach Day has talked a lot, especially early in the season, about wanting to improve the run game and getting it to where they felt it was comfortable. How good does it feel to get to this point at the end of the regular season and have a performance like that in the run game?
It feels really good, but, we just got to keep on building off this going into the Indy and then going into the playoffs.
Couple more for Bo. Right here.
Oh, this is the most carries you've been having this year all year. When did you kind of start to get into that rhythm? Do you think of knowing that you were just going to continue to keep going back?
Really, after the first drive coming into the game, you just got to get started early and then see how things play out during the game.
Anything else for Bo?
Yeah, Bo,
Last one.
I would think it would have been a challenge today, a little bit of hanging onto the football. It was cold, it started snowing and stuff. What were you telling yourself all game about hanging onto the ball?
Oh, man.
My drift there.
The number one job of running back is just to own the ball. That's our job. So, and then playing the elements, we practice in the rain. So, yeah.
And on that long drive, was it fun being out there with a good lead and hanging on? And you guys with that 20 play drive, how would you describe it? Was it fun? What was it like?
Oh, yeah, of course it was fun rotating the backs and then, everybody rotating in and, putting in work for us.
And what was the message y'all left, you think? It's our game. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.